Snipers, you have to see what's happening in the cryptocurrency market today as Bitcoin is fighting to stay at this 50-day moving average. You can see every candle for the last 4 days has had a point in which it's touched this 50-day moving average, and we really need to see Bitcoin maintain this 50-day moving average with these daily candles if we want to assume further upside and a potential test of the major level here right at the monthly open of 60,000 US dollars. But more importantly, I want to take some time to talk about what's happening to Ethereum, because you can see we are testing the top of this channel, seeing more strength than Bitcoin just like we expected, and we are seeing the momentous moment now of Bitcoin really losing its dominance against Ethereum, with Ethereum breaking its 200-week moving average against Bitcoin, seeing the price now with the US dollar value surpass 2,400 US dollars. And notice how Bitcoin has yet to follow this market structure back to the upside, but Ethereum has shown this strength. I want to talk about what my thoughts are on Ethereum. Of course, we'll take a look at traditional markets because the DXY here is sitting at this major support level with the 100-day moving average. And then of course you can see with the S&P 500, we're also stalling here at home base, retesting the previous weekly open. If we see this continue to the upside, that could affect the cryptocurrency market. You guys are watching the Snipers channel. My name is Naeem Al-Ubaidi. If you appreciate this content, remember to smash the like button. So just to look at Bitcoin, notice how every candle here has had a point in which it's touched the 50-day moving average, and with this candle right now on the daily chart closing in 4 hours, and you can see we're at 55550 right now. We really need to get above 56,000 fairly soon to come close to this weekly open and get back towards this 50-day moving average if we want to assume Bitcoin is going to have the chance to retest the monthly open around the $60,000 level. You can see we're barely hanging on right now. And so if we want to assume further downside, if we see the next body of this candle close below the weekly open, not touching the 50-day moving average, that's the first sign that we still have the potential to come towards this major support at 49,700, where we have this 100-day moving average for a potential bounce here, and we may form this lower low inside of a potential bullish flag, which we can look at in a more of a medium term basis. But of course right now we just want to assume what is the next move for Bitcoin. And so if we're not able to maintain that $56,500 level, which is where that 50-day moving average is sitting, then in my opinion that's going to be the first hint that we do have potential downside coming. But if we start to come back above 56,000, that's going to be signs of life, and the Trick Trap Frustrate crew could have potentially have just taken Bitcoin below the 50-day moving average, stuck onto it, and then of course reversing it back to the upside. And so if we start to see 56,000, that's going to be positive, and that would be the early signs of a recovery operation. And so we want to monitor that, because above 56,500 we have the potential back to 58,300, and of course above 58,300, that's going to get us to this second area here where now we're playing with a channel that can take us all the way up to 65,000. And so that's really where we want to get towards if we want to assume any price action to the upside for Bitcoin above that monthly open at the big even of 60,000 is going to be the real confirmation. But if we continue to close below 56,000, that's not going to be a good sign, because that is the early sign of a potential push down to this 100-day moving average, where we have confluence with the $49,700 level. And so when we look at Ethereum, of course, as we've predicted, we're seeing more strength than Bitcoin. We're coming up to test this channel. In my opinion, if Ethereum breaks the 2450 level, we are going to see the full schematics of the symmetrical triangle play out, which would take the target for Ethereum towards that $2,700 level. As you can see, if I were to take this line here from this triangle and take it from this breakout level, let me go ahead and not extend this line here. And what you'll see here is this target would take us towards that $2,700 area. So that's what we want to monitor if we break 2450 for Ethereum to the US dollar chart. And then when we look at the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, notice here how we did break this 41,750 Satoshi level. I told you that's a major level. The next resistance comes in at 46,180 Satoshis. And so once that breaks, that pushes us potentially towards the 53,000 Satoshi level. Now that we've got confirmation with the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart above the 200-week moving average, that is an extremely bullish and positive sign for the Ethereum price. And so that could start to take Bitcoin's market cap over with Bitcoin dominance here. If we pull this chart up, you can see every week so far we've formed new lows, and now we've come to test the major level here of 50% dominance as we've been expecting since the start of this dump. We've actually predicted this exact level here when we test this major area, and we knew in January Bitcoin dominance was going to start falling, and you can see it's been a brutal fall here for Bitcoin dominance. That's not a bad thing. Realize that a lot of altcoins are seeing momentum. If we look at others' dominance, notice how we are seeing strength to the upside at over 14% dominance. And then of course Bitcoin's price hasn't necessarily dumped just yet, and so with Bitcoin dominance coming down but Bitcoin's price maintaining the 50-day moving average, that's a positive sign. Once again, though, it's going to be important to watch whether or not we break this 50-day moving average. When we look at gold, for example, when we broke the 50-day moving average, you notice how that ended up creating this downward channel, and so we don't want to see that for Bitcoin. And we've already come here to test this 50-day moving average. Price action is currently at this point below the 50-day moving average, and we know how that typically goes here. If we look at this inverted chart of gold against Bitcoin, notice how we are still coming here towards this 100-day moving average, and it is becoming more and more intimidating. We are above it slightly, but notice how it is starting to really test this 50-day moving average here, and we've also got this gap up top. And so we really want to monitor this, because once again, if we look at what happened in 2017 when we first came to test that 50-day moving average, that resulted in this downward trend for the Bitcoin against gold value. And so we've already surpassed the previous high from 2017 and 18, but now the question is, because we're testing this 50-day moving average, is that going to be a early sign of a potential top? And so are we looking for a top? You're damn right we're looking for a top. You guys know that you're always looking for a top in a trend. Of course, you want to be able to project and expect a top and not be caught off guard. However, you really need to monitor early signs as confirmations before assuming a top, because it's one of the hardest things to predict. And so I'm going to watch this chart with you guys here with gold against Bitcoin. If we break this 50-day moving average, that would be a potential confirmation that we do have maybe a temporary top for this cycle. And so we do want to monitor that. And then international markets like the Nikkei 255 here, notice here, if we were to uninvert this chart, we did actually break down from this triangle, gapping down, now testing the 100-day moving average. This is the largest international market. And so the last puzzle piece is really the S&P 500. You can see we're testing this previous weekly open right now. If that breaks, there's a potential we could see downside in traditional markets down to the monthly open. We know Bitcoin has already come down below the 50-day moving average. So really the S&P 500 is the last asset to do this. And so far the DXY is just showing signs of the fact that this is an important level. You can see we do have this bounce and this green daily candle, and notice how that's right at that 91.015 area, the 100-day moving average showing confluence there, and the 20-week moving average. And so this is important to watch. You guys know I've been monitoring this DXY chart, and if we have this inverse head and shoulder pattern, we need to monitor this, because this potential gap and upside could affect the cryptocurrency and traditional markets. And so a lot of exciting things happening in the market. I hope you guys enjoyed this analysis. If you guys want to win one of my favorite books on investing, Principles by Ray Dalio, all you have to do is comment below, share this video, and you'll have a chance to win. I'm going to pick a winner from our video yesterday. Let's just check the comments here and pick somebody. Let's see. Derek D says, let's talk about Safe Moon though. Happy 420. You won a book. Send me a message on Instagram. The link is in the description. Remember to check out our podcast if you guys are on iTunes or Spotify. We do have a podcast. The link is in the description below for anchor.fm/Traders Profit Club. And then, of course, if you are on Instagram as well, my personal Instagram is in the description. And with that, thank you guys so much. Until next time, snipers out.